Francis from the Meriden Public Library here in the Children's Department, and today we'll be doodling again. And before we start, I'm going to introduce a couple of books that you might be interested in. So first to start is a picture book. It's called Ben Draws Trouble. This is about a little boy who draws so much all the time, and so people start to notice. And I wonder what'll happen when people notice Ben's drawing abilities. Read it to find out. And next we have How to Doodle Everywhere. Now this is a really great book because it's got these really adorable little doodles and it shows you how to make them. They're so simple and there's so many of them and they're so easy to follow. So this book is filled with so much information and instruction and so much fun stuff. So I hope you'll check this one out as well. And next we have Video Game Creators. Now this one is going to apply to what we are drawing today, but this book is about what systems and consoles have been made over time and who made them and what it took to get them to be made and put out all around the world. So this is a really cool and interesting one if you really want to learn more about video games. And next we have Maker Comics, and it's called Draw a Comic, and it is a comic book that shows you how to draw a comic and what it takes to make one. And it's really fun because it's in a comic book story form. So it's not boring, it's just a lot of cool fun stuff showing you how to do it in a very fun way. So that's a really good one. Next, what we'll be drawing from today will be draw kawaii in 5 simple steps. So kawaii just means cute, so just cute stuff. And it'll be showing you how to draw all these cute little characters in very simple ways. So what we will be drawing today will be a controller and a video game console. So we'll be drawing these, and it already gives you some shapes to start off with. So we'll be starting with this book, and all of these books are available for curbside pickup, so you can call the Children's Department or you can reserve them online. All right, so let's get started. So first you'll just need your pencil, your pen, your marker, whatever you want to draw with is fine. And you'll just need a piece of paper. Scrap paper is fine. It could be even this small or this big, all up to you, whatever you want to do. First they have a rectangular shape or a square shape that with rounded edges because the edges aren't pointed. And then they've got a rectangular shape that is super duper not pointed. It's definitely got some curves at the end here. And if you've ever seen a controller, usually where you hold them is very round so it doesn't stick into your hand. So we're gonna try and make all these rounded shapes, okay? And we're gonna try and ignore these really dark lines first because we want to start with the basic shapes to start. All right, so let's give it a shot. All right, so you've got your rectangular, not so rectangular shape with these little bumps at the bottom. And next I'm gonna do our square shape. All right. And now we can start paying attention to these dark lines that they have here. So here they have a line like the shadow, like a shadow of the shape, and then another shadow here. So we're gonna start on this side because that's where the line is starting. And we're gonna just copy the same shape that we just made, but we're just gonna go around it. And then we're gonna do the same thing with the square shape, but there's this little straight line that goes back. So we're gonna make our line go back just a bit, and then we're gonna copy the same shape as the square. All right, so even though I said that these are shadows, these are actually just showing the thickness of the object. So controllers aren't flat and neither are consoles, so they're 3D. So this is to show that they have a 3D form. So next, you're gonna make something that looks like a plus sign or an addition sign, but really, really thick. So we'll start with this one on this side, and this one is actually a little bit bigger than this one. So I know I made my square a little bit bigger than the one that they have here, so my plus sign is actually gonna be a little bit bigger. And if you made a mistake, that's okay. You can always erase. And if you can't erase, then you can always use what you don't like as a design. So maybe later on, when we get to like this part here, you can just use what you already made as a design in the background if you can't erase what you already did. All right, so next is they made circles. So 1, 2, 3, 4 circles on this one, and 1, 2, 3, 4 circles on this one. So obviously these are the buttons on the side. So we're gonna make them in the same places almost as the plus sign. So we're gonna make a circle at the top, at the bottom, and on the sides. All right, and you can do the same thing with the next one. All right, and so for the next step, it's making like a little screen right here, because this is supposed to be the shape of the console, and then here is going to be the screen. So we're going to copy the same shape that we did here, just smaller. And the next step is to make the 2 buttons at the top. So right here, there's gonna be 2 buttons. And then here, there's gonna be a button on the side. And then a couple of lines here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're making 1, 2, 3, 4 lines right in between these 2. So we've got 2 rectangles, and then we've got a little button on the side, and then these 4 dark lines. Next, they've got some of the fun stuff coming up. So there's like this little box here, which I think could be for like wireless communicating, or just to show that maybe there's a wire there. So up at the very top, you make like this little square up here. And for me, I'm probably just gonna draw a wire coming out of it. Just seems to make more sense. And then next they've got a cute little face. So this is where all the cute stuff comes in. So you got the tiny beady eyes and the really big happy mouth. And the same thing goes for our little friend here as well. And you make a straight line and a really nice big curved line for the mouth. And then a little curved line here for the tongue. So there you go. There's that one. And then we've got some little lines here. And I know before we've talked about like motion lines. These are kind of like bright lights. So when you see really bright lights, sometimes there's these little lines that come out to show that it's so bright, and that's what it's trying to show you with the screen turned on. So his face is a screen and it's really bright, so they added these lines to show that he has a bright face. So we want to draw those, and you don't have to draw these, this is just for fun. And then here we've got a little line to show that it's square shaped and that it's 3D. And then these are just some small details on the side. And then just like we have 2 buttons here, we're gonna have 2 buttons here as well. And then we've got to make our cute little happy face. Our straight line with our curved line. And then add the tongue. All right. And it looks like it's got your finished product here. You can add a whole bunch of details if you want. You can color it in. You can put your favorite little video game character in the background if you'd like. It's all up to you. This is all your imagination. So this is my finished product, all colored in. What did you make at home? Maybe you're interested in the new PS5, the Switch, or maybe just your favorite game that helped you get inspired to draw something. You can draw anything. So I hope you had fun. I hope that this interests you a lot, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you for joining me, you guys. Bye.